free games, more expansions, and 2 big digital events. I'm Unlucky TZP, and this is GNN. Hey everybody, welcome to GNN. So kicking it off, there's a few free games you can get right now. Over on the Epic Games launcher, you can get Ark Survival Evolved for free until June 18th. You can also get Samurai Showdown, the Neo Geo collection, also for free until June 18th as well. Over on Steam, you can grab Cow the Kangaroo Round 2, which is completely free until June 15th. And finally, the PlayStation Plus free games for the month of June are Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2, the one that came out in 2017. Moving right along, even more game updates and expansions were announced this week. On Friday, EA teased a new Star Wars game on Twitter called Star Wars Squadrons. From the teaser, I'm guessing it's more like a dogfighter in the realm of Rogue Squadron for the N64 or GameCube, but more information and a full trailer is going to come this Monday. Next up, a classic Sega IP is getting a remake. Alex Kidd in the Miracle World DX was announced and listed on Steam. The publisher for this remake is actually Merge Games. They're the ones responsible for publishing Streets of Rage 4, for example. It's the first time in 30 years that Alex Kidd features in a new game with a new art style and new levels and even some new modes. And it looks like right now they're aiming for a 2021 launch date. Next up, Paper Mario and the Origami King got a new trailer. The trailer shows off new areas and has a closer look at the battle system, with the system really looking pretty interesting. You're able to rotate and slide the battlefield around, kind of like a puzzle in a way. It looks like they took elements of A Thousand Year Door and incorporated them into a color splash formula. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any experience, but it looks like you have a confetti bag, which you fill up after you defeat enemies. So in a way, that's kind of like experience. Anyway, I'm excited to play it. Next up, CSGO is surprisingly getting an update. I mean, it's been a really long time, but it looks like they're updating the maps, they're updating the contrast between players, and agent changes. If you want to know more about the CSGO update, I highly recommend checking out the source in the description below. And finally, Destiny 2 is getting another major expansion. In the Beyond Light expansion, players will explore the icy moon of Europa, where a dark empire has risen. Help take down the empire with the help of your fellow guardians, and uncover the secrets that lie beneath the ice. Beyond Light launches September 22nd this year. For our final segment today, we have 2 digital showcases to go over. The first one I'm going to start with was the PC Game Show. Now, I know the PC Game Show has a reputation of kind of dragging on, and I guess some things really never change, but they did announce over 50 new games and a bunch of interviews with the developers, which was pretty cool, but I'm going to go through and give you a list of things that I found really interesting, and I'll spare you guys the whole 2.5 hours. Now, Ooblets we already knew about, but it looks like the game's finally coming out. It's like a mix between Stardew Valley and Pokemon. It's got a bunch of creatures in it, as well as farming, and I guess you farm the creatures. I don't exactly remember, but it looks really fun. Torchlight 3 was also shown off, and is actually out in early access right now for $30 if you want to pick it up. The show also went over a game called Dusk, which looks really cool. It's by New Blood Interactive. Unfortunate Spaceman also looks really good. It's going free to play right now. You can play with a bunch of friends, which is really cool. And of course, there's been tons of rumors about it, but Persona 4 Golden is finally coming to Steam. It's the first time it's been somewhere that isn't a PlayStation console, which is really exciting. And that shadow dropped today as well for $20. There's also a deluxe version for $25, which I think is a pretty good deal. And the final event that I'm going to talk about is the PlayStation 5 event that Sony held. Now, there were so many good games announced, but once again, I'm going to do my best to talk about the games that I found super interesting. So let's go. They started off strong with a new Spider-Man game where you play as Miles Morales. Now, there was some confusion on the internet whether this was a DLC expansion or a new game, but Insomniac came out on Twitter and clarified that this is a standalone game, not an expansion. Insomniac also revealed Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and this featured the duo falling through multiple eras and planets and everything, some crazy gameplay. It looks really cool. I'm sure it showed off the PS5's fast load times. I mean, those set pieces were huge that they were falling through, so I'm really excited for this game. We got a look at a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn called Horizon Forbidden West, and it looks like the game has underwater exploration. I mean, it looked beautiful, and I'm really excited for this too. A new game called Kena Bridge of Spirits was shown off. It's a story-based action-adventure game, which looks really, right up my alley. We got a new Oddworld Soulstorm. It had incredible visuals and brand new mechanics. There was Ghostwire, Hitman 3, a new game called Pragmata, which looks really cool, Resident Evil 8, and so much more. And to end off the presentation, Sony finally revealed the PS5 console and all of its accessories. Not only did they reveal the PS5, but they announced a second PS5 console being an all-digital version. So now it's completely up to you if you want to go full-on physical games or complete digital games. I personally really like the console's design. I think it's flashy. It's got like that cool glowing blue strip, which makes it kind of futuristic. I mean, it's not just a black box like Microsoft or any of the other previous consoles. I think the weird shape only adds to the futuristic look of it. This was probably Sony's best console reveal that they've done so far. I mean, we got a slew of new games that look really good, and the console itself just looks crazy. Now, they didn't show the price, which still has me pretty concerned. I mean, it could still range from 400 to 600 maybe, or maybe even 700. We have no clue how much this thing's going to cost. I'm thinking the console's going to be around $500, maybe 600. I don't know if they're going to go that high, but I really hope they don't. I think they should try and keep it around $500, maybe 550 for the disc drive version and 500 without it. But we'll just have to see. And as always, to end the show, we have the games that released this week. But since so many games shadow drop between the two presentations, I highly recommend you go watch them. I mean, at least watch the Sony one, because the Sony one was very, very good. As for my recommendation, I think I'm going to recommend Persona 4 Golden. It's a classic PlayStation JRPG that's been upscaled to run in 4K. The game looks beautiful, it's really fun. If you love Persona 5, you're going to love Persona 4. Check it out. And with all of that news out of the way, that's going to be it for GNN. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now that you're all caught up, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.